Record and spell your last name.
Cody Leon, L-A-Y-T-O-N.
What are your occupation?
I'm a police officer with the St. George Police Department.
And you currently work in the detective unit?
Yes, sir.
Person crimes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are the lead investigator on this case involving Mr. Kingston.
Yes, I am.
Okay. When did you become first involved in this case?
I believe it was May 27th when the case was assigned to me.
Okay. And the incident for which you were investigating happened allegedly when?
February 23rd.
Okay. So sometime before you got involved?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what procedure did you go through to get familiar with the case once you were assigned the case in May of 25?
So typically, and with this case, I reviewed the initial officer's report and any other reports attached to the case, as well as reviewing the body camera footage that's attached to the case.
Okay. And was there initial officer report on this case?
Yes, there was.
And who was the officer on that?
I believe it was Officer Ken Childs.
When did that report, when was that report made?
I believe February 27th.
Okay. In what setting was that report made?
Officer Childs is assigned to St. George Regional Hospital, and the alleged victim went to the hospital to get a sexual assault exam. And whenever a victim of sexual assault goes to the hospital, the on-duty officer at the hospital is advised of that and takes an initial report. And
Officer Childs was the one who did that?
Yes.
Okay. The alleged victim went to the hospital on what day?
February 27th, I believe.
Okay. How many days after?
So it would have been
Incident?
4 days.
Okay. And what did Officer Childs report about this incident from the victim?
Excuse me. So when officers take an initial report of any type of sexual assault report, they just take the minimum information of who, what, when, where, that type of thing, and then that gets forwarded to the investigations division.
Okay. What information did the alleged victim give to Officer Childs on that date?
Just that she had been sexually assaulted at her apartment and had requested a sexual assault exam.
Okay. Was an exam performed on that date?
Yes.
And that exam was performed by whom?
I'm not sure of the particular SANE nurse. However, it was just a SANE nurse at the hospital.
And what is a SANE nurse?
It's a nurse specifically trained to perform those sexual assault exams.
Did you review that, the report from that SANE nurse?
Initially, no. I had since. The alleged victim had requested that the kit be restricted at that time, but later, after I had met with her, she signed a release form, and then I was able to review that report.
Did the alleged victim make any statements to the SANE nurse at the time of the examination?
Yes, she did.
Did you review that?
I did.
Do you recall what the alleged victim told the SANE nurse at the examination?
Just that she had been raped, and it was non-consensual. Yeah.
Okay. After reviewing Officer Childs' report, what did you do?
I reached out to the alleged victim by phone and set up a forensic interview at the county attorney's office.
Why was there no investigation between February and May?
Because the alleged victim wasn't sure if she wanted to proceed with the investigation. And then she later contacted the police department and said she wanted to proceed.
Did she tell you why, at that point in time, she wanted to proceed?
Not that I'm aware, just that she was ready to move forward.
Okay. And then you set up a interview at where?
At the Washington County Attorney's Office.
Okay. And describe how this particular interview happens.
So A forensic interview is done by a forensic interviewer at the county attorney's office. The alleged victim and the interviewer are in a room alone together, and I observe the interview via webcam recording.
You reviewed or were present and saw the interview live?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The entire interview?
Yes.
All right. What was the next step in your investigation after the interview?
The alleged victim had made some disclosures about what had happened and her form of communication with the defendant. Like I said earlier, I had her sign the release for the SANE report and that sexual assault exam, and so I submitted that to be able to review that exam. And then at that point, it was just me trying to find the communications between the alleged victim and the defendant and just start trying to put the pieces together.
Okay. During the forensic interview, just to be brief, the alleged victim did disclose that she had allegedly been raped by Mr. Kingston.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what laboratory evidence did you submit for testing?
The kit that was collected at the hospital at the time of the exam was sent up to the state crime lab.
Okay. Did you receive that back?
Yeah, I received the report, yes.
How long did that take for you to get that?
Approximately 7 months. It was an extremely long time.
And what was the purpose of sending that to the state crime lab?
To test for any DNA evidence.
Okay. Did you have any information from Mr. Kingston when you sent that evidence up to the state crime lab?
As far as...
Had you interviewed him, talked to him at all?
I had not, no.
Okay. So you didn't know what his position was going to be about this alleged incident?
Correct.
Okay. And you received the evidence back, the results of the evidence back, approximately 7 months later, you say?
Yeah, I could look at my report and give you the exact date, but yeah, it was approximately 7 months or so.
Right. Was there any positive DNA evidence that came from that?
No, the report indicated that no male DNA was detected in the kit.
Do you have any idea why in your training experience?
Yeah, it varies. It was, like I said earlier, it was about 4 days from the time of the incident to the time of the report. A lot of it depends on the alleged victim's hygiene, how well they take care of themselves. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the alleged victim was on her period at the time of the exam, so that could have affected the DNA.
Okay. What other steps did you take to further investigate this case?
So the alleged victim had told me that she communicated with the defendant via Snapchat. And so I didn't have any information on the defendant's Snapchat account, so I ended up drafting and serving a search warrant to Snapchat for the alleged victim's account to see if I could recover any of the messages that they had exchanged.
Had you been able to obtain any evidence from the alleged victim's phone up to that point in time?
No, I had not.
Okay. Did you get some results back from your warrants?
I did receive a response from Snapchat. However, I did not recover any messages between the alleged victim and the defendant.
Do you know why there were no messages there?
Snapchat has a very small retention period generally. A lot of it depends on the user settings as well. So if a user saves those messages to their phone or changes the settings on how long those messages are stored, that can affect whether or not those messages are still stored on Snapchat servers, as well as the fact that the alleged victim and the defendant had also blocked each other.
Okay. And why was it that you were focusing on getting digital evidence from phones?
So in the forensic interview, the alleged victim had said that they had communicated through Snapchat, and she had set some very clear boundaries as to what she was willing to do and not do, and that those boundaries had been violated. And so I was trying to recover anything that would show that she had set any type of boundary.
Okay. And unfortunately, you were not able to obtain that evidence?
Correct.
Okay. What was your next step in the investigation?
At that point, I had, again, in the forensic interview, the alleged victim had mentioned that she had heard through friends that the defendant had been messaging people about the incident. And so I suspected there may be evidence on the defendant's phone. And so I drafted and received a search warrant for the defendant's phone.
Once you received the search warrant, what did you do to obtain that phone?
So I contacted the BYU Police Department, Sergeant Smith. I briefed him on the situation. He asked me for a copy of the report to familiarize himself with it. I sent him a copy of the report, and then he contacted me later and said that he had seized the cell phone.
Do you recall approximately when this was that phone was seized?
I believe it was November. I think I contacted him November 24th or 25th. Yeah, it was late November, the 24th or 25th.
Okay. And ultimately, you received Mr. Parker's phone?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Kingston's phone, sorry. What did you do at that point?
So I attempted to do a digital extraction on the data in our police department with the software that we had. However, that was unsuccessful, so I took the phone over to Utah Tech University's forensics lab and submitted it to them to complete the extraction.
Okay. Did you obtain that extraction?
I did.
Did you find any evidence that would pertain to this incident?
Yes, I did.
And what was that you obtained?
I was able to recover the alleged victim's Snapchat handle as a contact saved in the defendant's phone, as well as one message that was recovered that had been sent via Snapchat.
Okay. Did you recover anything else?
I recovered text messages between the defendant and a friend where they were discussing that day that the incident happened and the events that happened that day.
Okay. Were those messages on the day of the alleged incident?
Yes, sir, they were.
Okay. Did you read those messages between Mr. Kingston and his friend?
Yes, I did.
Did you form any opinions based upon what you read there as to whether or not Mr. Kingston was going to meet the alleged victim for sexual intercourse?
Yes, from what I read, I felt that was his intent in going over to the alleged victim's house.
What particularly in those messages between Mr. Kingston and his friend made you believe that he was going over there for sexual intercourse?
They were using phrases like "go get with" the alleged victim and the word "cracked," which is a slang term for sexual intercourse that he was planning on. He didn't know if he was going to crack her because she was making him upset. And then later on in the messages after the alleged incident, he had texted the friend and said, "Just cracked her, bruh."
Just cracked her what?
Bruh. Just like a slang term for a friend.
Okay.